Alright, for this recipe we are going to be using everything that you're seeing here, and as you can see, I've already gone ahead and prepped all my ingredients, so I have them all set and ready to go into my pot. My pot is ready as well. So I have my spinach here. I might end up using everything in this bag. I don't know for now, but we'll see. But I think I'll be using everything because I want this soup to be large enough. And then I have my chicken here. It's already cut and washed, and this is a leftover from the banga stew we made in the previous video. So I had enough meat that day, so I decided to take out some, and I just took it out from the freezer. Over here I have my Ukazi leaves, which some people call Afang leaves. I hope you guys can see it. This one is dry. I have the dry one here, and it's already cut as well. I didn't do that. The people that sell it, they did it by themselves, so I just have to buy it and wash it and use. I have my mushrooms here. Guys, if you know me, you know that I hardly make vegetable soup without mushrooms. Like, I love it. I love when I bite into them. I love that popping sound that comes from the mushrooms, and of course the health benefit. Yeah, so I have two different types here. I have these ones that looks like ball, but it's already cut. The supermarket people, they did that. They cut them by themselves. But these ones that looks like funnel, I cut some, because as you can see, this one is the biggest one here, so I had to cut it in two. This is the brother or the sister here. So yeah, I'm going to be using all of these. I have my seasoning cubes, I have my crayfish, and my scotch bonnet peppers or habanero peppers. I have my mackerel fish here, and finally I have my, do you guys remember this oil from the previous video, the banga stew video? The oil we scooped out from that banga stew. Yeah, this is the oil. I just took it out from my fridge now, so that's why it's blocked like this. Those are the tiny leaves, the nchuanwu leaves. Anyways, we are going to be using the oil for this recipe, but you can use the normal and usual palm oil. So yeah, these are all my ingredients. If I remember anything as we cook, I'm going to obviously show you guys, and of course we'll be adding salt. But yeah, let's just start cooking. All right, my loves, now that everything is set and ready to go, let's put them all together to make a pot of delicious goodness. All right. So as you can see, I've just added the meat in the pot, and I'm going to allow it to boil down, just to enable the meat to thaw down. Right, so while that is boiling, I went ahead to start boiling some water, which you will see what I'll be using it for later. So I'm just checking up on the meat, and as you can see, it's tearing apart, but not all completely, almost there. Now back to our Ukazi leaves. Yeah, so I'm going to be adding the already boiled water. Just add it there, mix it all well, and I'm going to leave it aside for about 5 minutes. Then I'll come back and rinse it. Now back to the pot again. As you can see, the meat is completely separate or separated. So I'm going to add just a tiny bit of water, because as you can see, the water is almost dried up, and we don't want the meat to burn, right? And to that, I'm also going to be adding my seasoning cubes. I'm going to add some salt as well. Just add salt according to your taste and preferences. Hey, English preferences. Well, after adding that, mix it up just to combine well. Cover the pot and allow the meat to continue cooking because it's not completely done, and we want it completely done because we don't want to eat raw meat. And over here is my frozen spinach. It's almost thawing down, so I'm going to cut them into smaller chunks just to make it look nice in the pots. Guys, you know, from the beginning I was contemplating whether I'm going to end up using the whole pack or half of it, probably. See now, see, I was even saying I should have used 2 packs because as you can see, it's small already. Like, don't worry, after washing and squeezing out the excess water on the spinach, you will see how small it became. But over here, I'm going to go ahead and blend the Ukazi leaves or the Afang leaves. I just added some water just to help it blend, because without water, I don't know if it will blend. That leaf is very, very tough. So with the help of the water, I'm able to blend it to this consistency. Please do not add too much water because this soup doesn't require a lot of water. Okay, yeah, so that's why I started off by cooking the meat with just a tiny bit of water. Now with that same blender, I'm going to be blending the crayfish and the Scotch bonnet peppers, and I also added just a tiny bit of water just to help the blender to move. All right, so now I'm going to pour in the blended peppers and the crayfish into the pot of meat, and you can see the water is almost dried up again. Well, there's no water in the pot. What you're seeing there is the oil that the chicken produced, basically. So I just rinsed the blender with a little bit of water, added it into the pot. Now I'm going to add the mackerel fish. Guys, the flavor and taste of mackerel fish in a pot of vegetable soup is something else. So be sure to add mackerel to your vegetable soup. It's so good. I've also added the mushrooms. I covered the pot to boil down for like 5 minutes, and then I'm back to add the oil, the palm oil slash the oil we scooped out from the banga stew, and I'm going to cover the pot back again, allow it to, like, the water to dry up a bit, because like I said earlier, we don't need too much water in this pot. Okay, yes, because the mushroom is water itself, the vegetables water themselves, so don't add any more water to this pot from this point going on. So I've just added the spinach, and you guys can see I can barely see the spinach in the pot. Like, where did they go? When you bring them out from the bag, it looks so big, but after squeezing out the water and everything, I mean, you can barely see it. But it's okay. Next time, I know next time I'll add 2 packs because we are a family of 6 and we don't want the soup to finish very quickly, right? All right, so I've also added the Afang leaves, which is the Ukazi leaves. Those two are confusing me. I also added a little bit more of the oil just because the oil wasn't enough for me. Yeah, so I added a little bit more, covered the pot, and allow everything to cook down for 5 minutes more, and voila, our soup is ready. You guys, once your ingredients are all set and ready, trust me, under 30 minutes you are done with cooking, unless the meat, it's only the meat that can take you longer than 30 minutes. Apart from that, you are all done in less than 30 minutes. Okay, so as always, I'm testing it for you guys. Like, the moisture. How do I even explain it? This soup is very moist, very yummy, very tasty. Stay tuned for my upcoming vlog to see my husband's reaction for this soup. Just subscribe now if you haven't already, so you can see that video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye bye.